Thank you. Over a year ago, David Cochrane came to St Andrews to interview for the HIT Scotland 2008 scholarships. My pitch to David at that time was that I work in one of Scotland's top resorts, where we talk daily about exceeding expectations and luxury. On top of my HIT wish list was to visit a resort where I could feel luxury, where it would be tangible and it would be all around me. 6 weeks later, at this very same event, I was delighted to be announced as a HIT scholarship winner, in fact, the Frank Mullen scholarship winner, I should say, for 2008, and that I was soon to experience luxury at its highest level, first-hand, in some of the top hotels in the world in Dubai. I had a good feeling about the trip from the very start. Jumeriah, from Assistant Training Manager, were in touch and created a fantastic programme for me. This helped cover all my requirements and even managed to squeeze in a couple of beach days. Excuse me. My thoughts were further enhanced when my partner in crime and I, who's Maxine from Gleneagles, stepped off the plane in the small hours of the morning to be met by a representative from Jumeriah, who whisked us through immigration and drove us to our new home for the next few weeks. Our home was to be a studio apartment. Our home was to be a studio apartment in the campus of the Emirates Academy. A good time to mention that even the Jumeriah students live the 5-star lifestyle. We settled in well, with our first day in Dubai being an orientation day, allowing us to find our bearings and location of the hotels in which we were to work. An added bonus on this day was a trip to the Emirates Towers, which you see here, in Dubai's financial district. A sleek, modern hotel in the heart of Dubai city, one tower being hotel and the other being government offices. The next day would see me begin my programme for real, kicking off with a 3-day trip to Jumeriah Beach. Here I spent my time in sales and conference and events. The C&I Centre is located separately from the main hotel and is in the shape of a traditional Arabic boat, offering fantastic conference and event space. Whilst I was at Jumeriah Beach, I was shadowing the business development manager, or to you and I, the conference and event coordinator, for the afternoon, when she received a call to meet a colleague from another Jumeriah hotel and some clients at the events arena. This is an outdoor space which you see here with fantastic views of the Burj Al Arab. On arrival there, it was explained to me that the client had had space reserved for an event at another property, but on inspection that day had decided that this was not appropriate for their needs, and in fact the events arena where we stood right then had taken their fancy. Further discussion revealed that the event was to take place in just 9 days' time and was an international event to be attended by presidents, government ministers and celebrities from all over the world. The numbers were at a whopping 900 people, and there were some specific requirements for staging, AV and lots of personal requirements for the celebrities, who were A-listers, by the way. To further complicate matters, the events arena was being used the day before this event should take place for an event that was to be attended by Dubai's Prime Minister. This event has a completely different spec and would normally take days to set up. At Jumeriah, I quickly learned that no, or we cannot do, is not really in their vocabulary. And before I knew it, the director of events joined us at the events arena, along with the general manager, and before the end of the day, the deal was done. Both events would take place, and both events would have their exact specific requirements. I was impressed. Next on my list was the Burj Al Arab, the world's most luxurious hotel, and by far my favourite of the 3 hotels that I visited. This was where I really experienced luxury, and this experience really delivered to me everything that David and I had spoke about back at the old course. The Burj Al Arab rises from its own man-made island, 280 miles from the coast, and is linked to the shore by its causeway. It's visible from almost everywhere in the city and is the icon of Dubai. Luxury is everywhere in the Burj Al Arab. 1,590 square metres of gold embellish the interior. 30 different types of marble, some used by Michelangelo in his sculptures, cover 24,000 square metres. The suites, which cover 27 floors, range from 1,830 to a whopping 8,396 square feet. They offer amazing in-suite technology and amenities and can cost up to a really scary £11,500 per night. By the way, that doesn't include breakfast. Transfers can be by one of the fleet of white Rolls-Royce or by helicopter. There are 6 restaurants and the only bar in Dubai to offer mixology, where a team of mixologists create personalised cocktails. the home also of the most expensive cocktail at £3,756.52 each. The conference and banqueting facilities include ballroom, boardrooms and open-air events. And what really struck me here was that in the low season, the staff is at a ratio of 8:1 and can increase in the summer season to 10:1. Again here, my time was spent in C&E, and whilst assisting a business development executive with a quote, it was explained to me that the Burj Al Arab does not actually quote on all inquiries and that their process includes a number of qualifying questions. Should the group not meet these qualifying questions, then they do not receive a quote or proposal from the Burj. In a climate where at home every piece of business counts, I questioned this process and was told that it was done entirely to protect the guest privacy and also the hotel's reputation as the world's most luxurious hotel. Such practice clearly didn't damage occupancy, which sat at a very healthy 97% during my whole stay there. The final property I visited was the Madinat Jumeriah, a sprawling Arabian beach resort which offers 2 hotels and a number of standalone luxury summer houses. This hotel showed me conference and events facilities on a scale that I've never seen before and probably unlikely to ever see again. There were several conference halls, varied meeting rooms, a 4,550-seat arena, 1,000-seat amphitheatres, 442 indoor theatre and auditorium, and numerous outdoor event spaces, all linked and accessible by the hotel's waterways. Before I knew it, 14 days had passed and it was time to return back to St Andrews, which felt really chilly after 14 days and 40 degrees heat. I came back to work with a renewed spring in my step and have learnt loads, and also I'm sure my colleagues are so sick of hearing about Dubai. One thing that struck me at all the properties was how well each was prepared for my arrival, how they accepted me tagging along, asking tons of questions, and how willing they were to share information. They accepted me into internal meetings, external meetings, and also to site visits. I'd like to finish off today, though, by thanking HIC Scotland for offering me such a fantastic opportunity.